What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Draco Springs. Our buddy Earl Ramey at Earl Ramey Racing Engines. What is going on? I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up, y'all?
And we got another guest with us today. Who is it over there? Tell them who it is.
Cole.
What's your other name, though?
Chicken.
Chicken Nugget, boy.
Chicken Nugget. He's sitting up here with us today. So we figured we'd get him on here since he was hanging out with us. And we had a fun-filled weekend with the boys. Another boys weekend. And we're back in studio today, so not in the truck.
It sounds a little clearer probably, but still wasn't too bad last weekend.
No,
Turned
not
out pretty
bad.
good. But so yeah, buddy, how was your second straight weekend of racing? How was? You have fun?
Yeah. That was good.
It was real good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What'd you like the best?
I don't know.
You don't know.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. What'd you like? You like seeing Derek Griffith running on asphalt? You like seeing that?
Yeah.
You like seeing him win?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. How about the dirt race up at Friendships? You like that?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Did you get dusty?
Oh, yeah.
Was you blowing out orange boogers for a couple days?
No.
So you have fun hanging out with your buddy Chris Ferguson and old Trent Ivey, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You would tell them thank you for getting you warm in their trailer while it was cold out?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a good time. We sure did. And lots to talk about without that whole deal, but we'll get into that here shortly. But definitely wanted to, while he was up here, get him on for a minute. And like David said, had a lot of fun with the boys this weekend, bringing them out to the racetrack. Week before, we did the same thing, went to Cherokee, and like we said, we went to Cherokee, and we ended up going to Bristol and all that, so that was cool. And do it again this weekend with Hickory and Friendship. Was really neat. Had a lot of fun, and the boys had a blast and learned a lot. And tell you what, I think they're getting more likes and more views and more making more friends at the racetrack than we are.
Well, if y'all haven't seen, make sure y'all go on. You can see it on the Chicken Bone Alley Facebook page, especially. We made the Little Boneheads of Facebook page. It is It's called CBA's Lil LIL Boneheads Chicken Tender and Chicken Nugget.
Yeah, how about that?
You can find them on our page there, and y'all go follow them. They trying to take some pictures at the track and stuff, whatever, all the cool stuff they get to do, because these drivers, especially in asphalt tracks too, don't get me wrong, but especially with the way the pits and all are set up at most dirt tracks, they see these little guys walking through there with hats and sweaters and carrying some doors and stuff like that, side panels.
Yep.
And all of a sudden they see it and they're just like, vroom, right to them.
Absolutely.
So it was really cool. I know y'all probably saw. Chris Ferguson took a picture with him, holding a piece of the car up there. PRN's at the track.
Yep, Lenny
Batiki. Yep. He took a picture of Chicken Nugget there beside the Hall of Famer Jeff Smith's car. All kind of cool stuff going on at the track. So it's really cool to see them at the track, and really cool to see the drivers flocking to the kids like that, because they know that's where the future of the sport is.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. And we talked about it a little bit before, but it's so important to draw interest into these kids. And it's hard to keep a child, especially a 5-year-old like Chicken Nugget is here. It's hard to keep them entertained and drawn into this certain one thing for 6, 7, 8 hours at a time when you're at the track for this long.
Yep.
But doing that and being able to interact and walk around the pits and see different drivers and let them talk to them, they really feel like they're a part of it, and get some wanting to keep coming back. That's for sure.
Definitely is. So, Chicken Nugget, you ready to go back to your track?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Where you want to go next?
I don't know.
Dirt or asphalt?
Dirt.
Dirt. All right. Okay. Well, I tell you what. If our buddy Derek Griffith comes close, we might have to switch over to asphalt again, because it's sure fun watching him. A blast.
I'm just saying, every time we've been through track with him, he's in victory lane. So.
Every time.
Victory Lane. So I mean, it's pretty good odds.
It definitely is. Definitely is pretty good odds.
But we had a pretty good time at Hickory too. We got to stand up on top of Derek's trailer there, and but I'm gonna tell you, it was a little cold. Were you cold, Cole?
Oh, yeah. I was really cold.
Really cold.
Really cold, huh?
We only had on about 10 layers of clothes, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
absolutely. Well, it was a good time. And, Cole, I appreciate you coming hanging out with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
That too, huh? All right, good deal. We're going to have them on periodically here and, certain weeks, whatever. Whenever we can, we'll have them on for a little segment of their own here shortly, I hope. And let Landon and Chicken Tender and Cole here, Chicken Nugget, we'll give them a little time to talk about what they see, whether it's at the track or watching on TV, whatever. We'll get them their little, hopefully, if they'll become unshy here. It's a little shy. But once they get over all that, we'll hopefully have them a little segment periodically on our show here, hopefully, and let them get involved too, because it's really cool to have, our perspective as fans. But it's really cool also to have a kid's perspective of the racetrack and what they see and what they expect and what they like. Because, in my opinion, these tracks need to be more wrapped around kids. And Friendship was definitely wrapped around kids for sure. So that was really cool to see that. But Cole and Landon had a blast. Looking forward to the next time we can get out there to the track, ain't it, buddy?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just saying, we already come up with names for Blakely and Jackson, too.
Yes. Yeah, my 3-year-old, my little girl, she's going to be chicken pot pie.
And what did we say Jackson was going to be?
Oh, crap.
Chicken dumpling.
Chicken and dumplings. Yeah, chicken. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's perfect.
So anyway, well, after the kids left and stuff, it's been fun here. Thank you, Cole, for coming on. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
But we got another guest coming up. Somebody who's cashing a couple paychecks today. Derek Griffith is on the line with us after coming off a weekend at Hickory, not winning one, but winning 2 Easter Bunny 150. Derek, what's going on, my man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just rolled into the race car shop and getting ready to do it all over again, pretty much.
Hey, life of a race car driver. That's what I love.
Yeah, a lot of work, but it pays off.
How far a drive was that for y'all to Hickory?
About 14 hours, like a little less than 14 hours.
Woo! And I thought our 3-hour ride was rough.
3 hours ain't too bad.
Oh, well, man, I'm going to tell you what, that thing looked to, and I talked to you, and, man, it unloaded fast out there. How did all that come about?
We had this car. We ran it up here last year a whole bunch as our, crate motor car, and we worked on it quite a bit before we headed down south to get it, get racing down in Florida and stuff, and it was pretty much ready to go, minus a couple things here and there, and we got back from the Rattler and kind of started picking away at it, and the thing's just always been good. They've really both those ferry cars that I have just always been good. They unload good, and they're usually pretty close to where they need to be. And we had some notes from a couple of years ago that we worked off of from our other time there with it, and it unloaded and was just a complete rocket ship on Thursday. And I told them, there was no times or anything, but I told them, I'm like, I think that we have a really, really, really good race car, and I think that we should not touch this thing. So we threw it back in the box and came back on Friday for race day, and it showed. I mean, the thing was just as good as I expected it to be, and it was just unreal how good it was.
Dude, it was rolling, and we happened to get there on Friday ourselves with us and the boys over there just before qualifying, and you were next to last, I think it was, to go out for qualifying, and we were seeing some of them times and guys were putting up, and all of a sudden I was just like, I wonder what track's going to change. I wonder, what's going to happen. And all of a sudden go out there fast time. I mean, man, that and Emily, your girlfriend, she was telling me she she was like, I asked him even how he does it, because back home we don't hardly ever qualify. It's all heat races. So is qualifying kind of different to you because of that reason?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it took me, we go and race at Smyrna and some of those other places, and they qualify, and I mean that's like really the only places we qualify. So it took me years really to kind of get even just enough like confidence to be like, hey, I know what I got to do, and I go out there and hit my marks, I'll be fine. Because I mean, you get a cold race car on a cold day with cold tires that are brand new. It doesn't always go your way, and I mean we've seen it happen hundreds of times where people wreck race cars in qualifying. I mean, you try to squeeze every single inch or every single tenth you can out of the thing, and every inch of the racetrack, and it's a little nerve-wracking for a lot of people. And I don't know, I've just kind of become a little bit more accustomed to it over the years, but it still is a little bit of a different deal than what we're used to back home. I mean, the draw for position then race your way in based off of your heat race is not something super common anywhere else in the States, but it's an interesting way to get the field set for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, that's so cool. And but what's really cool about this race is, last year when we started talking and everything, everything kind of got shut down, and this was the race you kind of marked for us. It's like, man, y'all need to come to the Easter Bunny. Y'all need to come to Easter Bunny. It's fun up there. Get to hang out for a little while up there and stuff. And last year it got shut down. Well, this year we were like, all right, well, no matter what, we're going to the Easter Bunny. At least one night of it, we're going. So I'm just saying, Derek, I told you it's a statistic thing anymore. We've been at 2 races that you've been racing in, and both of them you won. I'm just saying. I don't know what to bring of that. I'm just saying.
You guys got to come to all of them. Yeah, I'll figure it out. You got to come to all of them.
And I was at Dillon, back years ago when you ran the past years, and you won at that one. I didn't even know you then. So I mean, I'm just saying.
That's pretty good odds there. Definitely.
We'll have to figure out some sort of teleportation device to get you up here for the races, because I can't wait. Can't wait long.
Exactly.
Well, it seemed like you still did okay, because we went there Saturday night, and you went out there and pretty much carbon copy of Friday night, man.
Yeah. Friday I think I had a better race car. The ACT rubber that they put down, they got American Racers, or I think they were trying to change over to Hoosiers or something. But the tire that they had laying down on the racetrack, just I don't know if it was the tire and the temperature, but really affected the racetrack. It just got greasy and slippery, and I could definitely feel it a lot more than I did the day before. And man, Joey fired off like a rocket ship. I just was trying to maintain a good speed where I wasn't giving up too much and I wasn't taking too much. It's like a you're dancing on that sword to see, double-edged sword to make sure you're not hurting anything. And man, he was like 8 lap cars ahead of me when I finally got to where second was. And I'm like, how the hell is he going that fast right now? I'm like, I don't think I could go that fast if I tried to go that fast. So I knew if I kind of bid my time and waited and maintained every ounce I could there, that I'd give him a good run late race. But I didn't expect him to fall. He fell off quite a bit, and I didn't know how that was going to go, because I'm sure people were saying the same thing when the day before, when I was kind of rolling there pretty good, and they're probably like, hey, he's going to burn it up, and we not necessarily didn't really burn it up. So I don't know, just waited it out, and we had a couple of restarts there at the end, and it was a good show. People were pretty excited to talk about it after, and it was a good to watch, a little bit of replay, a couple fender to fender racing. I mean, it was a fun deal.
Yeah, definitely so. Talking about the track a little bit, Derek, we talked a little bit prior to the race on Friday, and that surface is pretty old and there's big old cracks on the track and patches everywhere. Does that suit you better? Seems like it does to me from what I can see. It kind of brings out more of the driverability and which you can kind of showcase that throughout the field. But what's your thought on the track itself?
I love the place. It's got a ton of character. It's rough, it's bumpy, it's the track surface isn't like super fresh. You can tell the place has seen some pretty dang cool races there. It's pretty used up, and I mean you walk in that front gate and you see how many people have won there and everything. I mean it's a cool deal for sure, but I guess it kind of suits my style a little bit more, especially being up here in the Northeast. Practically, I want to say almost every racetrack up here is like that because we're all the frost heaves and the
Right.
pavement and everything, and how brutal the winters are up here. I mean, you get a brand new surface on a racetrack that usually only lasts for 4 or 5 years till it starts to get pretty beat up. So for us Northerners, I think it helps us. We're not at a nice silk smooth racetrack like New Smyrna where there's a ton of grip and racetrack as smooth as could be. A lot of guys set their race cars up that way, and you go to a place like Hickory where you bounce your teeth off each other the whole race. It's like, man, what the hell? So,
Exactly.
I think it definitely helped us.
Good. Well, I noticed on Friday, it looked like, going through lap traffic for you, it looked like you were just as fast on the top, maintaining the same lap times as you were on the bottom. You could pretty much go wherever you wanted to. So that is really cool about that racetrack is, and even DJ Shaw, he looked like he could, for a few laps anyway, could run respectively on the top. So it is really cool that you got multiple grooves there and can kind of move around, especially maneuver through lap traffic a lot.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like the top sides really come in over the last couple of years. If you want to restart, you want to restart on the top. Passes rule, they throw the green when they want to, and then also you can't have lane choice. So it's interesting dynamic. So it kind of makes the racing a little bit more interesting. That way if you have a dominant car, you kind of put into a couple spots where you'll be racing pretty hard. It's definitely harder on the racer, but it puts on a good show.
Yeah, it definitely does. And with the redraws that you had, I think Friday night you started 5th, I believe. Where did you start? Saturday, 4th, 6th? I can't remember.
4th, yep.
4th, okay. Definitely Friday. It didn't take you long at all to get up where you needed to be, and while saving your stuff, looked like to me. And when you needed to go, you could go, and you would set your little 6-8 car length lead and sit right there, and that's definitely cool to watch. And I love it. I love being able to go check you out for sure.
Thanks. Yeah, it was good to see you guys, man. I was pretty pumped to hear you guys were going, so it was cool to get another one down, especially with the kids. Bringing the kids was a pretty cool deal. Not a lot of kids at the racetrack nowadays, so it's important to get them excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing they love the most. They still talking about it. Being up there in Victory Language and getting pictures. That is really cool, and we really appreciate that more than you know. And that's something they'll never forget. And the lollipops, they love the lollipops.
Oh yeah. Those are still kicking around. We got plenty more of them, so we've been giving away like crazy. But it definitely it's cool. It's cool for me as it is for them too, man. It's like I said, the sport's tough to get people interested in it, but as soon as you get a fan, it's usually for life. So there's not a lot of people get out of racing too often. So as soon as you get set that hook pretty good, they're on it for a while, and it's cool. It's cool to see a couple of young fans ready to get probably following your guys' footsteps, start doing some stuff and talking to drivers and stuff. It's pretty cool to see.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I think after Friday night, all of a sudden they were all for it. They didn't know what they were wanting. Well, we got a little bit of age range there too. One of them's 12, one of them's 5. So they were both, but they were still both like, I don't know if I want. Well, all of a sudden Derek brings them in victory lane with him, and that's so cool. I want to talk to people. I want to be up there talking with them. So that's so cool, and for us, and so cool for them. And I'm just glad to, like you said, really get them involved in the sport. So yeah, you'll probably end up seeing more out of them here soon than you probably see out of us. They'll kick us to the side probably.
Good, they'll take it over and have fun with it. That'll be cool.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, they only say you're as good as your last race. So apparently you are top dog right now. And I'm gonna tell you, channels like Speed 51 and stuff like that I've been listening to them, and they're pretty much saying Derek Griffith is the top dog in late model racing right now across the country is what they say. So how do you feel when you hear stuff like that, man?
it's very humbling because as I look at our shop, as I talk to you guys, it's pretty amazing to compete with the people that we do, and with what we have is amazing. It's so. You told me 10 years ago that I'd be anywhere near where I am now. I would have never believed it. So, I mean, we've worked pretty hard over the last couple of years. And, just because you work hard doesn't mean you're gonna, do good or anything like that. But my team's never given up, and it's so cool to be put in that group with, top guys like like Bubba and Ty and Nasty and these guys. I mean, when you talk about short track racing, it's those are the guys you hear about, and to hear people wanting to put me in that group or wanting to make an argument for me to be there. I mean, that's unreal. I'll always try to keep it down low, and I don't know. I'll never really consider myself as good as a guy like Bubba or Ty, but it's cool to hear my name get thrown up in the conversation for sure.
It's cool for us to hear it, man. So I know it's got to be great for you to hear it. But I tell you something. You talk about being humble and stuff like that. And me and Sterling have talked about this before. You and your crew there have got to be the calmest people at the racetrack. You see all these other crews thrashing around on the car constantly, and just going crazy. I mean, every time we've seen you guys, I'm not saying y'all can't have your moments because every team has to jump on it when something happens, but everybody's just so cool. Throughout the race, we're standing on the top of the trailer with your dad and, your crew up there, and everybody's just chilling out, hanging out, and just calm, cool, and collected. Dude, I'm going to tell you, I think that's a big part of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can't stress. For one, we really like to have, fun while we do this. And for us, it's not really fun if you're over there, losing it and kind of just not really, if you don't have a pretty somewhat calm day and make sure stuff's good. I mean, racing's always going to have its days, but you're on your good days. If you're still hustling and worked up and mad at each other and doing that, I mean, it's not fun. So we really like to get our time in at the shop, really get everything done at the shop as much as we can, and kind of get to the racetrack. And it's cool now. I get enough time in these cars where I kind of have a feeling that I'm after on every racetrack. And Louis, my crew chief, I've worked with him since day one. So we're at a level now where I hop out of the car and I tell him a change that I think will help, or I tell him what the car's doing, and we throw ideas back and forth. And then all of a sudden it's, if we can skip a practice, or we're not dead set on hustling. I mean, I think out of the 8 practices over the weekend, we probably practiced 3 times, and just made sure we were at where we were at and get it there, make sure not to dial ourselves out or anything. And I mean, I think that's important. Like you said, I mean, so many people you see just right before the race take every shock off the thing, or, you got every bolt moved, every nut and bolt, all the trailing arms are moved, and this is changed and that's changed. It's like, man, you just kind of calm down a little bit. You'll probably be all right. You try to throw stuff at you over and over and over again, and you're going to forget how to drive because it's a whole different race car. So it's important to just kind of keep it under control. That's for sure.
Definitely. Well, I know, like me and David talked, from the times we've been around you guys, y'all definitely come to the track prepared, because I think the only thing I've ever seen y'all do is put fuel in the car. I haven't seen anything
Check a little
else.
air pressure every now and then.
That's it.
Every now
I'm
and
like,
then.
good Lord, they got it figured out. So that is awesome. Man.
Yeah.
It really is to have what y'all have, and the relationship and the friendship that you all have. It's got to make it better. Like you said, it makes it a blast, and definitely winning's a big icing on the cake there. But regardless what y'all do, you having a good time doing it, and that's the most important.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, ever since I was 16, 15 years old, I mean, I've been spending just about every weekend with my father. What a 15, 16-year-old kid wants to spend every weekend with his father, nowadays. So even that alone is cool. And I got my small group racing family, and we do a lot of cool stuff. So it's pretty neat to do what we do. And it's more so, off track than it is on track sometimes. And I mean, we're a family. So, it's not always about winning races and stuff, but it sure does help make it a lot more fun to do that. But, I mean, we come home 30th or first, we kind of come into the shop pretty much in the same attitude. Hey, we got some work to do. Let's get it fixed up for the next one and get going. So it's it doesn't get old. It's never gotten old, and it's pretty cool.
Well, speaking of the next one, as you just said, you're not slowing down, going racing again this coming weekend. What you got going on?
Yep, we got the Icebreaker at Thompson Speedway, which actually probably one of the coolest weekends up here in New England as far as racing goes at Thompson. It starts Friday and Sunday, and there's like 35 racing divisions between. They got open wheel sprint cars to NEMA cars to super modifieds to tour type modifieds and super late models and late models and all sorts of stuff, mini stocks and street stocks. So it's a pretty dang cool weekend, and it's been a pretty special weekend to me. I got one win there a couple years ago, but it's kind of been a marquee weekend up here that I've watched Louis race at for a long time, and it's just a cool deal. So we got a pass race there on Saturday, half mile, pretty quick racetrack. So it's a fun place. You got to kind of be up on the wheel there, and I've always liked it there.
So being that you like it, how you feel about the chances there, man?
We'll see. I think we only brought our car there one time, the Fury car there one time, and we finished second behind DJ, and he was just a little tiny bit better than us. But that was our first time with that car back home in the Northeast, and we get a lot more 2 years of notes really with the thing now, and I think we'll have a good car. We'll just have to keep it together and do what we do.
Well, cool, man. Doing what y'all do is pretty good here lately. So
Pretty good.
I mean, it's been pretty good for a while, but it's been real good here lately. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
Your average finish this year has got to be awesome. I don't even know what it is, but it's got to be awesome. Well, cool, man. Well, as always, buddy, I thank you so much for coming on here, and man, thank y'all for having us up there, hanging out with y'all this past weekend a little bit, and like Sterling said, thank you so much for being cool with the kids and taking them down into victory lane, because like you said, you've made a fan for life. You've made a race fan for life now, because it's something that's really cool to them, and they probably don't know how special right now being in victory lane at the Easter Bunny is, and they'll realize it one day. So that was really cool, man.
No problem, guys. I appreciate it too. Always good to see you, and we'll have to get you up here in the Northeast a little bit more so you can help us win some more races.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, it's got to warm up some, because I was cold enough at Hickory, so I thought I was gonna freeze.
I think it was warmer here than it was the whole entire time I was down there. It's 54 degrees right now.
Apparently, y'all just brought the cold down and you left the warm air up there. That's what happened.
I guess so.
Oh, well, cool, man. And dude, like I said again, thank you so much for coming on here, and we can't wait to talk to you next time.
No problem. My pleasure.
So that's pretty cool to have the two-time Easter Bunny 150
Yes, sir.
winner on here in one weekend. Huh? Who'd have thunk it?
Hey, that's the best way to do it. He
Yeah.
might like that. Start doing that from now on. They'll save a
Exactly.
14-hour trip and just do
Two at a time.
Just win 2 in one weekend and go back home for 2 years. That'd be good.
There you go. Well, cool. We like I said, we got to watch over there at Hickory on Friday night. Had us a hotel literally right by it. Our plan was actually originally to go to Hickory 2 nights in a row. But we changed up. Our second night, we said, well, Derek, we want to go to Victory Lane with Derek. Don't get me wrong, I really do. But there was a Carolina Clash Super Late Model Series race a little bit down the road from us, right about what was it, about 45 minutes, 50 minutes down the road.
Wasn't far. Wasn't too bad at all.
So we were like, man, let's run up there and go watch that race. So I was like, I think I know somebody that's typically at that track. Our buddy old Bumper Jack Craig. He's a good dude. If y'all ain't ever looked him up, look up Bumper Jack between the pit walls. He's really good. Does a lot of good work in the pits. Get a lot of pictures, guys. Does a lot of videos with them guys. So y'all check him out. But anyway, so I messaged him. He's like, "Yeah, man, y'all come on down." He said, "The only stipulation is, Bundy says you got to get him on the show." So I was like, "Okay, we can do that. We can get him on the Facebook Live right here in just a little while." So we went down there, and I'm gonna tell you what, that was probably one of the most hospitable tracks we've been to yet.
Yeah, definitely for the spectator, 100%.
Well, I'm just saying to us, they were very hospitable.
Oh, yeah.
To us. Welcomed us in there. They were like, "Man, anything y'all need, y'all let us know. If we can help in any way." Bundy Stowe is motor's name there. He super nice guy. He was like, "Man, if anything I can help y'all with, y'all let us know." So if you haven't looked it up, look on our Facebook. We went live on there with him while we were there. We talked about this past weekend's races, but we also talked about a lot of future stuff he wants to do with Friendship Motor Speedway. So y'all go check that out on our Facebook, because those guys are super good. And I'm gonna tell you what, that track has already become one of my top tracks.
Yeah, definitely. And like I was saying earlier, I like it a lot of different reasons. But you know, one of the coolest things is the cost to get in, very reasonable. The parking was great. Like we said, I think there was 100 spots that you could back up, park, pull up on, all the way around the racetrack, or from turn 1 going into turn 3.
Yep.
100 spots, first come first serve, pull up there. Very, very inexpensive.
And real quick, if you haven't seen Friendship Motor Speedway, it's actually down in a hole.
Yes.
So it's like the track comes up, the banking comes up, then the wall, and then they're still banking up that probably, another 15, 20 feet?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can see the whole track, no problem, just backed up to the fence there. So it's perfect. And like David said, you're up high enough, so you really, it got dusty for us a little, or it got dusty while we were there, but you don't get killed with dirt clots or whatever else while you're up against the wall. So it's not terrible.
Right.
The only thing that really got dusty was the supers. Yeah. Every other class was fine. It was no big deal. So, but yeah, the facility is fantastic. Great prices at the concession stand. Was not overpriced at all. Had a pile of different food, all kind of stuff to choose from. And the track was, I love that track. It's a really cool track.
Yeah, it really is. It's cool shape, kind of D-shaped a little bit. Back straightaway kind of rounds off a little bit, which makes turn 1 kind of tight getting into. Turn 4 pretty tight getting out of. And that's where you see a lot of action at over there. A lot of passes, a lot of there's some wrecks happen out there, but there's just a lot of action. You got to have your car on point there.
Yeah, definitely. But one thing we saw is you could run dead in the bottom, or you could run up towards the wall. You could still pretty much run wherever you wanted to, and work competitive lap times with it. Yeah,
you really could, because where they cross the track at down towards turn 3, it was like I ain't gonna really say it was a hole, but it's kind of like a dip down there, I guess you say. And some guys wanted to run above it, some guys wanted to run under it, and both ways were running competitive lap times. So it's really cool to see tracks like that, because there's so many of them they kind of become one groove. It could be up on the cushion, or it could be down in the wall. They become one groove. It's the fast groove anyway. This one, it really wasn't. You could set the car up to run either side. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I think a lot of other people, spectator-wise, had the same idea of Friendship Motor Speedway that we do, because it was packed out.
Yes.
It was a nice day. It got cold, but it was a nice day during the day for sure. But there was a pile of people there to see that race, and there was a pile of race cars. I think everybody got out that morning and woke up and said, "It's nice. Let's go race."
I think they ended up saying, what I tell you, it was 120 something entries.
Yeah, 120 something entries.
Total
28 super late models, which I think was a surprise by everybody that was there, because I don't really think they thought they were going to have that big of a turnout.
Well, when you had Tazwell running for big money, and you had World Outlaw race out in Illinois and stuff like that, and you think you kind of splitting it up a little bit, but no, I think there was it was like every late model in the country showed up to run somewhere this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. And there was a lot of good competition. Very, very good race cars there this weekend. Throughout the whole field, really. But kind of like we said, Chris Ferguson was there. Jeff Smith was there.
Yep.
Trent Ivey, good buddy, was there. And Ross Bales,
Ross Bales, Dalton Wilson. I mean,
there was a pile of good race cars. So it was really cool to see that. We really didn't know, going up there. We didn't really know. We've been in some class races where there's been 15 race cars, something like that, and put on a good show. I mean, that's kind of what we were thinking. And I think that's kind of what they were thinking as well, because I don't know. I mean, it was packed out. They had cars, trailers, parked completely slap full in the infield. The pro pit or whatever, the super pit was full, and even outside the gate there was cars parked.
Yep. I think next time one of them happens, they're gonna have to block off a little bit of parking, normal parking for cars, just to have parking for some more trailers, because they ran out of parking.
Yeah,
which is an awesome problem to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And like David said, we talked with Bundy. If you hadn't watched it, go back and watch that video. But yeah, he's trying to get some big stuff coming up there. There's been a lot of guys that go up there and test, and Longhorn's not too far from there. I think they do a lot of testing around there. So, I really would like to see a good sanctioned series come up there. Lucas Oil, World of Outlaws, there's no reason why they couldn't. Right off the interstate, real easy to get to. That'd be a perfect place, I think, to have a good race.
Yeah, not too far from the Charlotte area, and that's perfect spot. Perfect spot. Have a big race. Well, guys, you heard it right there. Our Sterling talking about our good buddy. So let's go talk to him. Now we got our buddy Trent Ivey on the line here. Trent, what's going on, man?
Just keeping busy, brother. Trying to keep up with this racing. It's wide open.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how y'all keep up with it. There's so much stuff going on in the dirt track racing world that it's insane. I mean, like me and you was talking the other day. You talking about if you don't keep up with a little bit of technology from week to week, them guys go by you. How you keep up with that stuff, man?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think we do the best at it, but we build houses full time, and then we get off at 5 and we work till 10 down here every night, just looking over stuff and trying to see where we went wrong. Keeping our notebook in touch here and just trying to get better, man. You go and watch videos. Like, I'm glad y'all did that in-car. That'll be a lot to study, and just try to keep up, look at everybody else's racing and see what their car's looking like, and just try to figure it out, dude. It's like you got to be an engineer to be good at it, but if you can act like an engineer at night, I reckon you can get a little somewhere.
I hear you there. Well, speaking of being an engineer, though, I see that you have teamed up with some good people this year. You got even Rumley Engineering on the car, so man, you getting some help that way. Because I'm gonna tell you what, and it's just me and Sterling have been talking, and we've seen it since the first of this year. Man, it really seems like you've me and Sterling's talked before. You've been fast at a lot of places, but all of a sudden this year, it's like you up front about every weekend.
Yeah, well, we went through a lot last year. We got a brand new car, and it wasn't worth a dang. And then we was on some different shocks last year, and they wasn't working out for us. And we finally just had to throw the towel in and back up and punt. And Kevin Rumley, he's been a long time friend of ours. Daddy used to drive for him back in like 06, 07. And he got with Bilstein shocks. He builds Longhorn, and we already supported him there with the cars. And Daddy's like, maybe we ought to just go wide open with him. And he brought us in with open arms and just basically showed me what all I done screwed up and got us back fixed. But he saved us, man. That's funny you mentioned that. I texted him this morning and said, man, you really saved me on this racing deal. And he's like, why? I was like, man, we was mid-pack car 10th, 12th about every week last year, and now it's like we can't mess up. So, I mean, that's how easy it is to get messed around, and it's something simple as that to get you back going the right way. So, thank God for him.
Well, see, man, that's what I'm talking about. It's noticeable because we've noticed it. We've noticed it this year for sure. we were like I said, we hadn't been able to hang out with you none because we ain't ended up at the same track since Portsmouth until last weekend at Cherokee, and we didn't get much time to talk to you there because it was so crazy. The little bit of time we were there, it didn't got rained out. But man, running third there on Friday night. Then all of a sudden this past weekend up at Friendship, man, I really think, just looking at it, if some of them cautions would not have failed the way they did, I really think you had at least a second-place car.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like, I goofed up one time on that restart when I got the second, and it got a little rough in 3 and 4, and I gassed on it in one of them ruts, and it hooked me sideways and just kind of messed our night up, man. I'll take the fault for that one. But, yeah, looking back at lap times and watching the race over and over and over, I think we had a car worth winning, but if not, a second place. But, hell, that's hindsight 2020, and ain't nothing we can do now but just look forward to the next one. You know, I don't see where we can go wrong going racing anywhere else after this. I mean, heck, as far as I'm concerned, I think we can run up front anywhere right now. And I got a little bit of success going into Lakeview this weekend. I ran second the first time I ever went there, so it feels like the ball's in our court long as the driver don't goof it up again, you know.
I think you got it, man. Which what sucks is you literally are coming in our backyard and we're not going to be able to be there. We had a prior engagement. Yeah, I mean, it's like 45 minutes down the road from us. We can't do nothing right, man. It's our fault. Our bad.
I can't either. I'm with y'all.
No, we got a wedding we got to go to and do this weekend, and unfortunately it's messing with our racing time, but you know how that is. But, man, that is freaking awesome. But I want to tell you, first of all, thank you for letting us put some cameras in your car this past weekend up there at Friendship. That was cool. It's actually the first time we put 2 cameras in the car, so I'm working on all the stuff, and I'm going to get you a good video here real soon. So that's cool, man, and it was a lot of fun hanging out with y'all up there.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing the videos, too. I hate I broke y'all's streak of being on winning cars, but at least maybe it'll help us both out. We both get to see a little something now, but I'm glad y'all come by, too. It was kind of lonely up there. We, like I said, I borrowed a couple buddies to come up here. My crew laid out on me this weekend. They had some other stuff going on, and I borrowed 2 buddies from high school to come with me so I could at least get the car unloaded. So
there you go.
We were thankful to be there, to be honest with you, and I'm glad y'all got to come by. But man, was it cold or what?
Good Lord, it was cold.
It was definitely cold. I appreciate you letting the kids get in there and get warmed up because it was pretty cold there.
I know they had to be struggling, boy, because I was. I'm glad y'all come in there. I knew that heater. Daddy said, load that heater up, man. I know it's going to get cold up there. And he saved us, boy. He saved all of us, I think.
Yeah, he did.
He was right. He was right.
He sure did.
He usually is.
Yeah. You know how that is. We can't tell him they're always right, though.
No, he thinks that sucker, he's the smartest man on the planet during the week. I tell you that, boy. He's something else. Y'all have to get to know him a little better. He's tough, son.
Oh, well,
we definitely will.
We definitely will. Well, man, I want to tell you something, though. I want to tell you something that stuck out to me the other night, and I know you just said you feel like you almost can't do no wrong. You run in the top every week, it seems like. But I'm going to tell you something that really stuck out to me the other night. When I come back to the car, when you drove the car back to the hauler after the race, you got out, went and changed clothes, and first thing you looked at me and said when you come back, man, I'm tired of running third and fourth. That tells me a lot right there. I mean, it does. It tells me you were ready to put in the work. You were ready to put that thing in the lead in the victory lane. I mean, that's what I like to hear. I mean, nobody should be happy with third and fourth place.
Yeah, well, some people, man, I knew y'all, but I mean, some people be like, he's been off there again or whatever. I was like, nah, man, I just know how much goes into this, and a third or fourth's gratifying and all, but man, ain't nothing like winning. And I done been there, and I've been in the back too. You know, I done seen both sides of it. But
yeah,
we do for one, brother. I tell you, we've been through it last year, and honestly, a little bit over the winter, we was doing some testing and stuff, and we just wasn't where we needed to be, and it was like, man, it's gonna be another year. You know what I mean? But I'm just ready to finally get out in the clear and get us one, and that'll make me feel better. I feel better on it already, but man, ain't nothing like coming in, having a really good car, and not being able to close the deal. That's tough on a driver.
I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. Well, I want to talk to you about something. First of all, like I said, that was an awesome run. And week before that, Cherokee does awesome run third, then come back and run fourth in the Carolina Clash because, a lot of people look at the Carolina Clash series and say, oh, it's a lower series. But, man, you running with people like Jeff Smith and Dalton Wilson and Chris Ferguson come out there and run and Ross Bales. And, I mean, dude, you're right there with them. I mean, that there are no slouches there either.
For sure.
And,
For sure. Them guys are tough.
Yeah, they definitely are. So, but speaking of series, do you ever want to run, like a full series and try it out and see what you want to do, some of the bigger series or anything? Is that something you want to do, or is that something you're not really even interested in? You'd rather just run the money stuff?
I don't know. I mean, it honestly, like, I would enjoy running a series. Like, we sat down and talked about running the Ultimate this year. I mean, they run around here a good bit, but they also get out. I mean, they get all the way to, like, really, really low Georgia, West Georgia. Like, they even get to freaking Delaware, But the way work is and the way we ran last year, we were like, we might need to just use this year as a getting back comfortable and learning our stuff again. And plus, it's hard to travel, too, because I don't have the biggest crew in the world. Normally, it's just me and two other guys. And I tell you, the last thing I want to do is get loaded up and get ready to go to Delaware. And them boys say, hey, man, like, we're going to hang out with the boys this weekend, not go racing. So I don't want to be put in that position. And I'd like to run this year and just really knock out some good races and some good wins, and then maybe try for something a little more dedicated next year when I know everything's right. The last thing I want to do is half-ass something,
Oh, yeah, I hear you there. Well, I already tell you, man, if you ever around, especially around this area like you always typically are, man, me and Sterling will be glad to go help you sometime if you ever need us, man.
That's what I need right there.
We will jump right in there. I don't know if we know what we're doing, but we'll jump in there anyway.
We don't either. Y'all fit right in, I'm sure.
I know how to turn a wrench. You're going to have to tell me what to turn it on, but I know how to turn it.
That's about where we at.
That's good times, man. Well, that's the cool thing about it. Y'all go out there and y'all have a good time, man. I mean, it ain't, it's a job and you want to run well, but you want to go out there and have fun too. And that's important to be able to do.
Yeah, it is, man. But I tell you what, last weekend or whenever weekend it was, we ran third at Gaffney. We were sitting out there and it was raining, and there was all the guys were sitting there in the holler, and we was just kind of waiting for it, whether it was gonna rain out or we was gonna race or whatever. And we just sat back telling good old stories about past races or past nights at the bar or whatever it was, and that was about as good a time as racing itself. So that's one good thing about this. We all do it for not for fun, and we do it for fun, but we do it a little more serious now. But that's the good thing about it. We all get together and be with each other on the weekends, me and the boys and family, and I think that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. For
sure. Just like you saw us, had the kids at track, and I'm gonna tell you what, they loved going over there. That made them feel special, being up in the holler. It's like, oh, the team's coming here. We get to see how they work on the cars and all, stuff like that. It's little things you wouldn't ever think of, but man, that just made them a fan of yours for life. I promise you.
Well, that's a good thing, man. I always try to take the time. Like I always see people giving Kyle Busch down the road about how he's like real mean and stuff. He don't want nobody messing with him at the racetrack and stuff. But hell, I like it, man. I like when everybody wants to come over. Like before y'all got there, I had two kids want to come sit in the car. I told them to jump in there. I mean that's what it's all about. That could be the future of our sport. You don't never know, and I'm kind of young to be saying that, but hell, we need to get as many people out the racetrack as we can. I think.
That's right. How old are you now, Trent?
I'm 26, but I look like I'm 18.
Oh, is that what it is?
I wish the hell I was 18 still.
That's right.
I wish I was still 18.
Yep, and knew what you knew now, you'd be good to go.
Well, I'm going to tell you, in racing terms anymore, I don't even know 26 is young anymore. I mean, there's some kids coming up in places, man, they getting younger and younger. I swear they are.
Well, that boy up there at one in Bristol the other week, he was, 14 or 12 or something like that? Hell, he won a 602 race.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it was all I could do to load the damn car up when I was 12. I don't know what these people putting in their food nowadays.
Dude, I'm telling you. We go to the track now, we feel old. So I'm like, yeah, golly. Oh, but that's something else.
It's different.
Oh, that's cool, man. Well, going to Lakeview this weekend, as you just said. What you feeling about it?
Man, if I don't win, I'm probably mad again. But nah, we going down there just to let her go, man. We've been racing, and I'm going to the beach next weekend to get away. So I was like, we need to go race. And I can't be gone 2 weeks without racing. I go crazy. So, well, I hope we get to win this one, take a weekend off, and hang out, and then get right back on the grind. You know, that's what we mainly want to do.
Well, where are you going at the beach?
We got my grandparents own a house in Ocean Lake, so we just kind of run up in there and hang out for the weekend and ride a golf cart and sit on the beach and drink them adult Coca-Colas and hang out, listen to music.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That ain't too far from us.
I hear you there. Well, there ain't no telling the weekend after that. If the weather keeps nice, me and Sterling and I will be down there in a boat, so who knows? We'll holler at you.
Come on, hang out with us.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I can park that thing on the bank and come hang out with us.
That's what I'm
That'll
talking
work.
about. Well, cool, man. Well, big thing, you know, as far as your sponsors, who all you got on the car this year helping you out, man?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just me and Daddy right now. We got a couple of people that help here and there, and this Ski Nichols, he owns Palmetto Pole and Pine. He's been a long supporter of my dad's, and he come right on with me when I started racing. So I really thank him and Chad Barfield. He fills our truck up every week, and he's a real big part of our racing. And it's just a lot of family and friends, man. That's what it is, and I think that's what sets us aside from all you bigger teams is we're just local, good old boys, and we work for what we got. And hell, if we don't work hard enough, we don't get it. You know,
That's
so
right.
we kind of got our hands tied, but that's the way the good Lord wanted it to be, and we wouldn't have no other way.
That's right, man. Well, we're going to have to eventually figure out how to get Chicken Bone Alley in that rap, too, so, you know.
We'll slip it in there somewhere, I'm sure.
I hear you there. Well, cool, man. Well, it is awesome to talk to you, man. And, dude, I've been saying forever, and I've been talking to you on how long. I'm like, man, we're going to have to get you on the show. And every time you're like, yeah, man, that'd be cool. And then I dropped the ball, so my bad. So we finally got you on here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was starting to wonder if you was black sheeping me or what.
No.
I'm glad you got me on here, man. And hell, I'm glad y'all come by and hung out. I wish every time y'all there, y'all come at least say hello. But I'm glad we got to talk for a little bit anyway. I guess it's time for me to get back to work.
There you go. Well, told me you working on the trailer, so I reckon we'll let you go work on it, and you can keep some heat and air conditioning in that thing.
Yeah, I'll have it nice next time y'all stop by, I promise.
There you go. All right, buddy. Well, we sure appreciate you hanging out with us for a little while here, and we're going to let you get at it, and we will definitely be seeing you soon.
All right, brother. Well, y'all have a good time this weekend, and make sure you keep up with us.
We'll do it.
All right, boys. I'll see y'all later.
That was really cool. Have our buddy Trent Ivey calling in here. Driver number 88, Longhorn. I like Trent. I like Trent a lot.
Oh, yeah, he's really cool, and I think everybody can tell from this interview here he's a laid-back dude, and he's like that. Every time we've talked to him, he's the same way.
It don't matter what going on.
It don't make no difference.
He talking about I was mad. He was still laid back. He's
still
talking about he was
laid
mad.
back. Yeah.
I didn't think he was that mad, really.
He's a really cool dude, and like he said, I mean, they have a good time over there, and they always welcome us in. And I'm telling you what, man, we got some really cool drivers and teams and families that's taking us in and helped us out to build what we got going on here. And it's really cool to be able to have that. And every chance we get, we love going over there and hanging out with them for sure.
It really is, and I'll tell y'all a little bit about us. I guess you say we're we're a little different than most, I guess you say, media guys. We're not interested in being just the media at the track, just being that guy, going over there and asking the pressing questions. We could care less to do any of that. We're there because we want to make relationships, want to make friendships with these guys and whoever else is at the track. Not just drivers, but crew guys, all that stuff.
Promoters, anybody.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to all of them. We just love it. We love the sport of racing, and so that's what we're about anyway. I mean, I think y'all know that by now, but if you don't, you do now. But we love to hang out at the track. Love to go see the guys. We love going to hang out with Trent Ivey. He's a cool guy. Every time we're there, they're, like I said, they're really cool. Love going over there with Chris Ferguson. They're super cool. You see pictures on our Facebook this past week. The boys hanging out with Chris there, getting stuff signed by him, but just to say, it was really cool. We were walking through the pits the other day, and all of a sudden, here comes. I didn't even see him, and I hear somebody, "What's up, guys?" And all of a sudden, look over there, and it's Chris Ferguson talking to us, saying what's up. So it's really cool to make these relationships at the track and just with these people and be cool with them and hang out with them and, really get to know them, not just know the racer, but get to know them personally.
Yeah, and I think that's what's most important. And like I said, this is fans' perspective. That's what we are, and that's what makes it so interesting and wanting us to go back. And I guess kind of in a way we little kids, I guess, because
we are we are at heart anyway.
That's right. So it makes it so much more entertaining for us, not just the racing side of it, not just going out there and watching them go run for a win. Derek, not just being able to stand on top of his trailer and watch the race, not just hanging out with Trent and getting warm in his trailer. I mean, there's so many things there that make it fun and enjoyable to be able to do that. So it is really cool, and we appreciate everybody that's taking us in and taking the time to make a relationship there and a friendship. That's definitely really cool, and that's what it's all about. It's not just going, to me, in my opinion, it's not just about going and paying a admission ticket to go sit in the stands and taking you a case of beer or whatever you want to do and just sit there and drink and watch a race. That's not, to me, that's not what it's all about. Being able to go and make up a racetrack family, essentially, is what all it is, and it's a whole lot of fun for sure to be able to do that.
It definitely was, and that's why I said that their name is fitting. Friendship Motor Speedway. That's why I said they were so cool and hospitable this past week. I mean, they just, like I said, they were, ready to get us anything we needed or anything. I'm like, no, we're good. We do it all with the GoPro. So, but we surely appreciate, offers of whatever we needed. They were ready to help us out, ready to get us in there and get what we needed and talk everybody they want to talk to because, they're cool with it. Bundy told me that, it's really cool to get guys not just so focused because there's been a lot of focus. I mean, we all know it on NASCAR for so many years. Well, all of a sudden, there's a lot of focus on dirt racing, especially. So it's really cool to get in there with them guys, and because they really appreciate it. That's the cool thing about it.
Yeah. Well, it's not just so much of a lot of these promoters that you talk to and see and hear, and it seems like they're just trying to pad their pockets a lot. And some of these people we've talked with here lately, and Bundy's definitely one of them. It's not about that. It's not about just going and making as much money as you can make on a weekend. It's about making memories at a racetrack for them. They're not worried about making a killing. They just want to see the fan stands packed and everybody having a good time.
But they don't stand for no junk, though, because I will tell you real quick, like they had a four-cylinder race that they wanted to start fighting and stuff on after a wreck, and it was like 5 people back there. Guess what they did? They kicked them all out right in the middle of the race. They told them to pack up their trailer and leave right then. So they literally had to pack up their trailer and leave right then. So that's cool. I mean, that makes a good family environment.
Right. That's what the biggest thing is. You don't want to go taking your child to the racetrack and have to worry about a bunch of fighting and carrying on out there, because that ain't what it's all about. But definitely anybody that's around North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, whatever area, that's a easy drive. Get up there and check out Friendship Motor Speedway. They got a lot of things coming, a lot of new things. They're trying to build and do more. So the more support they can get, the better. Definitely go help them out and pack them stands for them.
Definitely so. It's good racing there, like we talked with Trent. Dalton Wilson ended up winning. Was Jeff Smith, I think, was second.
Jeff or Ross, I can't remember.
I think Ross finished third. I want to say it was. I could be backwards on that. But anyway, Jeff Smith is still the points leader for the Carolina Clash Super Late Model Series, which is really cool. I mean, I'm not dogging on him by no means, but this man is literally a Hall of Fame driver.
Yeah.
But yet he's still the man that's still on top.
Yeah, that's really cool. It sure is. And first class dude, he really nice guy, and definitely really cool seeing the Hall of Famer, the old guy still out there.
Exactly.
Whooping up on him.
Exactly. I love it. I love that this form of racing lends itself to experience more than just money.
Yeah, it's not just all about who can bring the most money. It's not about, because, I mean, you've seen a lot of very, very good talent kind of be left to the wayside because of lack of money and lack of sponsorship. And, it's not necessarily like far as NASCAR scale and going that route. It's not about who has the most talent that goes there. It's not at all about that. It's about where your money is. But in this lower or the dirt world anyway, and even in some of the super late model asphalt stuff, you see a lot of older guys still competing and defending or going for the lead a lot of times and running up front, and that's what it's all about, for sure.
It sure is. But like I said, it was a fun time at Friendship Motor Speedway. When we're back in that area, we will definitely try to hit up a race there again. We've had a couple weekends of first for us. Like we said, last weekend was first weekend for whatever reason. We finally went to Cherokee up there in Gaffney. This weekend was the first weekend we went to Friendship Motor Speedway. It will definitely be one that we return to for sure. Super nice.
Yep.
But anyway, Sterling, well, we talked to Chicken Nugget there a little while ago. Let's see if we can. He's not here, but let's see if we can get Chicken Tender.
Maybe he's done with his homework now.
Maybe so. Who knows? Let's see if we can get Chicken Tender on the phone to talk about how he liked the race this past weekend. All right, we got him on the phone. Here's Chicken Tender himself. What are you doing?
I am just laying down right now.
Oh,
trying to relax.
Trying to relax.
You had a hard day? Had a hard day at work?
I had a hard day at spring break.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Tough deal there. Are you trying to recoup from your long race weekend?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Good.
But what?
Are you buffering over there? What you doing, boy?
I just got just watching Jackson.
Oh.
And he got pretty mad.
Oh. So you're helping Mom out. Well, good. Well, you wasn't here with us, and Cole was on the show here for a little while, answering some questions about the weekend. So we figured we'd call you and get you to answer some questions about the weekend and tell us what you thought about it. So, let's see. Let's just go Friday night. We went to Hickory Motor Speedway and hung out with Derek Griffith. What'd you think about going to a late model race, a super late model race like that?
It's not as dusty as the dirt track, and
definitely not.
But it was really fun watching Derek Griffith passing 4 people, if I'm not mistaken. And it was just a fun race when we got to go on top of his trailer, got to see the entire track.
Oh, cool.
It was a really fun time.
So out of the whole night, what was your favorite part at the at the asphalt track?
I now have two favorite parts
Oh, you now have two.
of that race.
Well, what's your two then?
Yeah. The first one was where Derek Griffith was passing everybody like it was nothing. And the second part was when I got to hold the trophy and take pictures with him. It was a really fun time.
Did you feel important when you had about 15 cameramen facing you and taking pictures of you?
I felt so important. I knew they were all just coming to take pictures of me.
No,
that was all you. Yeah, it wasn't nothing to do with Derek. Yeah, that was all you.
He didn't just win the race. It was just you.
Yeah, it was me.
Cool, man. Well, that's good. Well, we left there and went and got us some good rest and got up the next morning and got ready to head to another racetrack, so a dirt track. You like it? You have fun?
For the most part, other than the super late models, when they were getting so much dirt on the car and in our eyes.
Yeah, it's hard to watch with your eyes closed, wasn't it?
Very hard.
Yeah, we ended up. Yeah, y'all were luckily able to get into the truck there and backed up on the fence. Was pretty neat. Y'all were able to look out the back window and watch the race, huh?
Yeah, we didn't get as dusty, and I wanted Trent or Chris Ferguson to win.
I'm just glad you got his name right.
I can't believe you got the name right. That's good. I'm proud of you. Get a star. Yeah, we were definitely pulling for him hard. We were definitely wanting to see one of those guys get the win, and especially cool to have Trent with his with the cameras in the car, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was a neat thing, and I didn't really get to see him in the actual race because we were in the car, so I'm on like the other side of the track a little.
Well, we're gonna get the videos up from the camera soon, and get some cool videos going on the Chicken Bone Alley page with in cars from Trent Ivey's ride there. So you ready to do another weekend of it?
I'm ready, except for going to bed at like 2 a.m. I'm not gonna be excited for that.
You don't like going to bed at 2 a.m.?
I didn't.
It probably wasn't going to bed at 2 a.m. that you didn't like. It was probably the getting up at 5 a.m. is what you didn't like.
If I could have slept like until 12 o'clock, it would have been great.
Yeah, I know it.
We only got to sleep for like 3 hours. Then I fell asleep in the truck. So.
Oh, you definitely fell asleep in the truck.
For sure. But I'm glad you had a good time, buddy. We're looking forward to doing some more and getting out to the next place we get there. We're gonna definitely load y'all up, and we're gonna have y'all leading us through the pits again, buddy.
Well, I can't wait for that to happen.
All right. Well, I will see you here in just a little while after we finish up. I'll see you in just a little while. All right. Later. Bye. All right. There was chicken tender. The other half of the little boneheads, chicken tender. That was Landon there. He we had him at it this weekend, man. We really had him had him humping it through the pits.
Yes, sir. They were on top of things, man, and they get loosened up a little bit. I know they're kind of shy and don't really want to talk to anybody. I can attest to that because I'm not really good at that either.
You get better. You're getting better.
I am getting
slowly.
A little bit better.
Once you meet them and everything, you get better.
Yeah. Once they invite me to the birthday party, I'm fine by then. It takes a little time, but I'm getting there. But no, it's fun. It is a lot of fun, and you know what? It ain't gonna be long, man. We talked about it this weekend. It ain't gonna be long, and them little boys ain't gonna need us no more because they get more attention than we ever do. So that's really cool for them for sure.
All the wives and girlfriends flock to kids at the track.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
They just, I don't know what it is. They take them all in, and when the wife or the girlfriend, find somebody over there and takes them up to that driver, they best sign something for them or spend a little bit of time with them. That's what they have to do.
That's right, exactly right. So it's just like you walking a puppy on the beach, but they all the drivers and everybody want to come see the kids. So that's
do it for the kids. Do it for the kids.
That's right. So yeah, but it is cool. It's a lot of fun, and we make some good memories that we'll never forget. It's just the boys for sure, and it's a lot of fun that I definitely, as an old daddy, I won't ever forget it, and looking forward to many more, and so thankful they enjoy it like we do. This is a lot of fun.
Well, for too long, it ain't going to be just the boys. It's going to be, because Blakely,
she ready.
She wants to go.
She ready. She keeps asking every time, can I go, Daddy? Can I go? So it won't be long. She'll be tagging along as well, and I'll have to have one of those leashes on her. She'll be everywhere. She'll be running around all over the place.
Oh yeah, and you think Landon and Cole talk to people? Oh no.
No. She'll talk to
She don't
anybody.
meet a stranger.
No sir. She will talk to anybody at any time. She don't care. So I'm looking forward to that too, and add that to the little Boneheads page with her when she gets ready. She got a little bit longer to go. She's only 3, but she'll be ready soon. She'll be ready to get at the track.
Yeah, we'll get Jackson out there eventually too. That boy loves a race car.
Loves a race car for sure. He will let you know everything that's going on the track because he ain't gonna miss it.
He ain't gonna miss it. No, he ain't gonna take his eyes off of it.
That's right.
Oh well, that's fun. That's cool. Well, something else cool, as always, SRI Performance. They're super cool. Because they got parts and things.
Parts and things. Plenty of parts and things.
Plenty of parts and things. Well, guess what? One of the first trailers we see pull in when we were at Friendship Motor Speedway.
SRI trailer.
SRI trailer.
Pull right down in the
And
infield.
I'm going to tell you what happened whenever they opened the door.
Woo. It was like he ran over.
It looked like Black Friday at Walmart.
What it reminded me of is you look like you walking through your yard and you step on an ant bed and they all run at your foot.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Because it's like as soon as they part, boom, they're there standing
Everybody's
in line.
there.
Ready to go. Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
I'm telling you. Apparently they got everything for everything.
I'm pretty sure they do, yeah.
Because we saw a car come in. It's actually one of the little 4-cylinder cars. He comes rolling in with the right front, everything, spindle or hub, whatever, spindle assembly, everything off the car.
Yeah.
Rolls it in there, and I think he went and got parts from SRI Performance.
I'm pretty positive he did.
To finish his car up at the track.
Had to do it, Bo.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. But it's awesome to be able to do that. Come to the racetrack, get whatever you need to fix your car, get it back running.
Because I'm going to tell you what, there was a pile of them little things. There was a pile of every little thing out there. There was a pile of 4-cylinders. There's a pile of Extreme 4. There was a pile of, there was a good bit of street stocks. There was late models, 602 late models, modifieds, everything. And that trailer in there, not even counting the store because we were just at the track, but that trailer, SRI Performance trailer, had everything for everybody there, and that is what they are there for. If you guys, you need anything for your race car, if you need anything for your performance street car, for that matter, SRI's got the best stuff performance-wise. So y'all go check them out, www.sriperformance.com, and at checkout, be sure to use promo code CBONE10. That C is in
chicken.
BONE10. Get you 10% off at checkout. Don't forget, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum got every bit of metal, anything that you need. If it be doors, just sheets of sheet metal, aluminum, any pro moly tubing. I don't even know what all kind of metal they go there. I mean, honest with you, because there's just so much.
They got it all, man. They got it all. You know, it's the one-stop shop for sure for all steel you might need, aluminum you might need. They got it all there. You go to those 2 stores. That's all you need. That's all you got.
That's it. That's it. You can get you, and be sure to go get your Draco springs from SRI Performance, because I'm gonna tell you that warehouse full of springs is ridiculous. They got it's just big. It looks like a big purple city in there. Yeah. So y'all go check it out. SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Draco Springs. Y'all go check all them out. They will have everything you need to build a race car or repair your race car or any other car you got. So y'all check that out. Another thing was cool. while we were up at Friendship, all of a sudden we're listening on the radio to Bumper Jack up there announcing in the tower. Our buddy Earl Ramey is one of the sponsors at the track.
Yes, sir.
Earl Ramey Racing Engines. All them 602 crate late models out there. I'd hate to know how many of them had an Earl Ramey Racing engine in them.
I'll be going out and say probably the 3 or 4 that was in the front.
Probably.
I go ahead and say that's probably what it was.
Probably so. Because I'm going to tell you, Earl's got the best crates. And that's the thing, is he don't only build crate motors. I mean, well, he'll build a super motor if you want a super motor. He'll build anything you want. He'll build an airplane motor if you want an airplane motor.
Do it all.
I mean, that's not a lie. He really does.
I don't know if you're going to dyno your airplane, though, but if you got a race car, you're going to put it in. He's got a dyno for it, too.
Well, he's got a regular engine dyno. He can put it on. He check that out, too. See what kind of horsepower all that's making. But that chassis dyno is where it's at. Because you can not only determine how much horsepower that motor's got, you can determine how much loss there is through your drivetrain and where to fix it.
That's exactly right. And a lot of times they find it right there. So definitely go check him out. Get on the waiting list. I'm sure he's got one. He is a busy man. Every time we ever talk with him, he's stretched out wide open. I saw he's able to get him a little break for Easter here and get to take a little time off with his family, which is much needed for him. He definitely deserves it.
The shop's still humping it, though.
That's what it's about, bro.
He's got all his boys up there. Got an awesome crew at the shop there. I know his phone probably ain't cut off. They probably been calling him nonstop, asking questions.
Yep.
But them boys are good at what they do. Some of the best blueprinted crate motors you will find at that facility. So y'all go check out Earl Ramey Racing Engines and tell them we sent you. So anyway, well. We got a little business to take care of, I reckon. What you think?
Yeah, I reckon we do. People like free stuff, don't they?
I like free.
I like free stuff, especially cool stuff, not just a, umbrella or something. I like cool stuff.
Well, what we got right here is probably going to be the coolest free thing that somebody could ever receive, especially a dirt racing fan. I don't think there's anything cooler you could ask for. I mean, unless they gave you a whole car.
I mean,
which is kind of what happened with Brody Littleton.
we can't do that. Nobody.
We can't do that. I'm sorry, we can't do that. We're not at that level.
It's not in our. It's
not
in
the budget. It wasn't in the 2021 budget. We're sorry, guys. We'll work on it for next year, but I'm not promising anything. But if y'all listened to last week's show and checked us out on our social medias, because we were celebrating 2,000 likes on our Facebook page, we decided we were going to give away something. So if y'all heard it last week, we were giving away a signed Wings Etc. Scott Bloomquist Racing t-shirt signed by the man himself, Scott Bloomquist. Got pictures of him signing it, so we're on it. I mean, this ain't no fake stuff. Y'all got pictures. There's pictures out there. Him holding the shirt, him signing the shirt, all that fun stuff. So we have a winner. This was picked at random. I reckon we need a drum roll. Do we have a drum roll? There it was. There's a drum roll. All right. Ticket number. Oh, wait. We ain't got ticket number. It's not a 50-50 drawing. Oh, my bad. All right. Your lucky winner of the signed Scott Bloomquist Wings Etc. t-shirt is Mr. Brett O'Daniel. Congratulations, sir.
Good job, man. That's the way to do it. It's the way to be on top of it. We appreciate you listening. I know you say you new listener, and you enjoy the show, so we appreciate that, and hope you continue listening, and just hang around with us. You never know, we might have some more stuff to give away, and
just get rid of it. We don't need it.
We get rid of some stuff right here, but no. So it's pretty cool for sure, and they rescheduled the Rock Gaunt Memorial Cherokee. It's going to be on Thursday night,
September
2nd, Thursday night. So That is Labor Day weekend race at Darlington here, not too far from us. And kind of some word, and it's not nothing set in stone yet, but some word about a few Cup drivers going to run that race.
Yeah, that's kind of why they said they wanted to do it on a Thursday night before then. They said there's maybe some NASCAR interest in the dirt racing world. So
it'll be interesting to see, and see Wings Etc. back on the car for that weekend, and hopefully we can shoot back up there for that, and the new Wings Etc. will be open then, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it'll be open here in about a month. I think Mackie Flood finished up his training here this past week, and they're getting ready to open Wings Etc. in Gaffney back up. So we'll be talking definitely about it more. But while y'all are up there going to the Rock Galt Memorial in September, on September 2nd, be sure to check out Wings Etc. of Gaffney. If it's too full, you might have to scoot over to Bowling Springs.
Hey, whatever it takes, go check it out. You'll love it. You never know, you might see us there one night.
You definitely might. It is quite the possibility. Quite the possibility. So, Brett O'Daniel, you are the winner. Congratulations, dude.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Again, appreciate you listening, and hey, hang around with us.
For sure. We might get Trent Ivey to sign something. I don't know if I could give that away, though. I'd have to keep that one.
Put it on the wall here with all our other stuff.
Yeah. All that stuff. Oh, well, cool. Glad we were able to give something away. Well, we ain't got no NASCAR to talk about this week.
Nope, they were off for Easter. Happy Easter again to everyone. Yeah. Hope everybody was able to get to their favorite church where they wanted to be. We sure did. Packed house in our church. Lebanon, are in the process of building a new Taj Mahal, I guess you could say, of a church, because it's going to be a jam-up, fantastic place. And
I'm going to tell you what, we was in the new church that is not finished.
No, it's not finished.
By no means.
They got a roof and they got walls. And a concrete. That's about it.
That's it. And some of the walls ain't even finished.
Right. So, but it's really cool seeing that come on to life there, and a lot of efforts going into getting that done, and good ways to go yet, but it's getting close for sure. So anyway, we had a great time at church, and had Easter eggs dropped out of a helicopter for all the kiddos there. So that was really neat to see that. But again, we appreciate everybody for listening, and hope you all had a good Easter, and that we had an action-packed weekend.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, but I'm gonna tell you, and we just kind of touched on it there with Landon a little bit. I was ready for a nap yesterday.
Yeah, I was pretty tired.
Sunday.
Yeah, by last night I was pretty tired. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's hard to stretch and run like that. Like we ain't young no more like we used to be.
No.
And luckily, Hickory got done pretty early. Well, Derek's race got pretty early. The American Canadian Tour.
Yeah.
Late model stops were after his race, but it was getting cold, and the wind was blowing 120 mile an hour, and Landon and Cole were pretty John Brown cold along with us, and so we snuck out of there. We got there at probably 8:30 or so, and was able to kick back a little bit and relax, which was good. We enjoyed that. One thing about Cole, my little boy, Chicken Nugget, he loves a hotel. Great day in the morning. He thinks it don't matter where we go. He just loves the hotel room. So I think I remember that back in the day when my mom and dad used to tell me the same thing. I used to love it. No matter what, I love to be in a hotel. So it is pretty cool for that. But again, we had a blast. Thanks for everybody for taking us in. Derek, Griffith, we appreciate you coming on and taking us in this weekend, and your family and your team, and along with Trent Ivey and his dad and his crew there, and Chris and his mom up in the souvenir trailer. We went and saw her again, and it was pretty cool. So just everybody, we really appreciate y'all for taking us in, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a big old family for sure.
For sure. The whole racing world is, like I have always called it, a big dysfunctional family.
That's right.
Oh, well, cool, guys. Well, I think, like I said, no NASCAR this past weekend. We got some coming up. Where they at this weekend?
Martinsville, I believe.
Martinsville, under the lights.
Yep, that'd be cool to see.
There's a lot of racing going on again this coming weekend. Like I said, Trent's going to be over there in the Ultimates at Lakeview Motor Speedway. The Martinsville short track, under the light, good stuff to watch. Let's see what else is out there. Like I said, Derek's gonna be up there at the Icebreaker at Thompson. That's all gonna be on Speed 51.
Yep.
So y'all
check it out. The sprint cars, I think, at Cherokee this weekend.
Also, World of Outlaws back at Bristol.
Yep.
This weekend.
That'll be on Race XR, I guess, right? Or is it gonna be on Dirt Vision?
That's gonna be on Dirt Vision because it's
World of Outlaw Race.
World Outlaw Race. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't keep up with them.
There's so many. I can't either. There's so many, and there's a whole lot of racing going on. Otherwise, there was like we said, Tazwell had a big race.
Yeah, that is right. Tazwell and Larson showed up to it.
Yep, Larson showed up. Ran well, finished second to Jonathan Davenport. So Longhorns 1-2.
That's right.
And the Illini 100. I know Bobby Pierce took home the win. So a lot to talk about there, but we didn't get to watch much of it because we were watching other races ourselves. So
that, and there's ain't so much time. And
that is definitely true. We cannot cover everything, and we're not meaning to cover everything either. We're going to cover what we want to. So
no, that's our thing is we kind of pick and choose a few races each week, and that's what we want to check out.
Yep.
It might not be the biggest races of the week, but it's big to us, so we want to check it out. So.
Exactly. Really cool.
Also, this past weekend over here, I just saw it. We didn't get to watch this race either. Florence Motor Speedway had a Vance Auto Parts tour, race. Josh Berry come down since he was off of his Xfinity car duties this week, so he come down, jumped in the late model, and won it.
Yep, sure do. To nobody's surprise, I don't think, really. But they had a good crowd over there from what I saw, and good turnout, so that's really good. I like continuing seeing Florence, I-95 Speedway, whatever. I like seeing it.
Really wants to rename it again.
I do, kind of do. No, it's cool to see them pack it out every time they've ran that we've since the new ownership took over, whatever. So doing good with it. Glad to see that.
We really are. Well, guys, I think that's going to about do it for us this week. Again, we want to thank SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Draco Springs, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, RK Motorsports Consulting, Randy Keene up there. He's at SRI now, so they got all your brake needs, especially, but he's into everything now, but especially your brake needs. He is the man on brakes. So if y'all need any brakes for your car, be sure to get in touch with Randy Keene. Get in touch with us. We can get you in touch with Randy. Or get in touch with SRI, and they can hook you up on all their brake products up there, especially through him. Also, real quick, Forward Bite Apparel, Cole Vanderheiden was back at it again this weekend. He was running pretty good. Let me actually pull it up. I had it, and let's see real fast. He they were back in Tulsa, I think, again. And he ended up on Friday night, I'm sorry, 6th. Ended up 6th on Friday night. So that was awesome job. 40 cars in the show. He ended up making a main and 6th on Friday. And then turned around on Saturday night and finished 7th. So that's a strong weekend for. That's
jam up. When you got that many cars to run like that, that's jam up for sure. They definitely getting that car figured out, and he's learning how to drive it well. So they're gonna be right up there soon.
For sure. So everybody, go check out Forward Bite Apparel. Get your Coltrane T-shirts from there for sure.
We just got ours.
Yeah, we just got ours. I forgot it at the house, though. I have to bring it. Yours, I got mine. Kids got theirs.
Yeah.
Just yours. My bad.
That'd be all right. It'd be a Christmas present.
Yeah. But y'all go check out Forward Bite Apparel. All new spring line coming up. New designs, new colors, new little bit of everything. Y'all go check that out. You'll really like it. Checkered Race Hub. Y'all check them out. New social media for purely racing. Really getting out there. They actually just completely kind of redid the whole app. Still the same stuff, but just a better look now. They're learning as they go, and it's really growing, really looking really cool. So I love being on there and checking out all the racing community on there. So y'all check them out. Also, RMAX Solutions, all you fab guys out there, if y'all are in the need for any kind of fab machinery of any sort, cutting tables, plasma cutters,
press brakes, anything.
Press brakes, anything.
You name it, they can get it. They can get you parts for it. They can install brand new machines. They can work on older machines. You name it, they can do it. If you need any more information about them, just get in touch with us. We'll get you hooked up with them.
Definitely so. And check them out. They're on Facebook, on Twitter. RMAX Solutions. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta spell it. RMAKK.
Solutions.
That's so, y'all go check them out. But anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us again. Thank you, Chicken Nugget and Chicken Tender, being on here and hanging out with us all this past weekend, obviously. Y'all go check out their page on Facebook. It's pretty cool. Going to have some cool stuff on it. It is CBA's Little Boneheads.
Yes, sir. Go check them out.
Chicken Tender and Chicken Nugget on there.
Give them a like and a share and a high five or whatever else. Do it to it. They love it. They love seeing it. Go help them out.
Go check them out. Landon's all big into YouTube, so he'll probably have my YouTube page up for too long.
Hey, maybe they can show us how to work it.
I ain't kidding. Maybe they can get us some views on YouTube. But anyway, guys, y'all go check us out too. Go check out our YouTube page. Go check us out as always on Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever else. I think we're on about all of them. Pandora.
ChickenBoneAlleyPodcast.com.
Yeah, just check out our website. I got to put some stuff on there. We got plenty of pictures I got to put on there now.
Yep.
ChickenBoneAlleyPodcast.com. Y'all go to it and save it to your page there, and we'll be checking it out. So we're gonna try to add some stuff to that. I got some time to work on it maybe this week now. Finally, we've been so busy the past couple of weeks. I hadn't had a whole lot of time to work on the page. Still kind of new, so I'm learning some stuff on it. So cool. But anyway, guys, we will not be at a track this weekend, unfortunately, which I think we've had our feel for a little while. Well, I never get a complete feel of racing.
I'm ready to go back. I am, but we got to take care of some work obligations this week. But we'll be back soon enough for sure.
Oh, for sure. So, guys, we hope to see y'all at a track soon. Hang out with us. Y'all see us there, come talk to us. We probably got some stickers or something we hand to you. That's about it. Here's a sticker.
We're working on keychains, but for now we got stickers.
Working on keychains.
No, it's a good time. But again, Derek, Griffith, we appreciate you coming on, bud. Trent Ivey, we sure do appreciate having you on finally. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon.
All right, guys, we will be on here, far as we know, same time, same place next week.
Later.